The One Piece Wit Studio remake has a brand new trailer, but how does this new trailer compare to the original scenes? First up, we've got this very iconic scene of Goldie Roger in Locktown, and almost immediately I was like, whoa, CGI background. The second I saw the CGI, I knew people were gonna complain about it, and surprise, surprise, many fans online are complaining about the CGI used in this trailer, saying it looks inferior to the 2D background in the original anime. It makes it feel like you're actually there witnessing what is going to happen, but the artwork on Roger looks pretty clean, much better over the original one. Incredibly cinematic. The scenes of all these pirate boats heading off to start the Great Pirate Era does look like a recreation of this opening sequence. While the CGI is used in this scene quite a bit, I still like how cinematic it looks. Although there was a certain charm to the 2D animated version in the original one, I much prefer the remake of these wide shots of Shanks' crew as they sail away. I love the smooth animation as Shanks passes on his straw hat to Monkey D. Luffy. And I do like how they animated Luffy crying as he was saying goodbye to Shanks, whereas in the original scene, it was a still frame with just tears animating. The Luffy remake crying scene is beautifully sentimental. The character designs of Shanks' crew look infinitely better than the original one. Better proportions, better shading, and coloring. This scene of Luffy standing up does look a little CGI, but it's so well designed that I'm not too sure if it's CGI or really smooth 2D animation. Regardless, it's a pretty nice sequence. But I do like the dynamic perspective shown in the original anime. I love how they actually animated Alvida coming down to try and control Alt-Delete Kobe and Luffy, whereas the original one, it is just a sliding PNG. I love this animation sequence of Luffy and Kobe as they sail, and I love the redesigned boat that both Luffy and Kobe are on. It does look 3D, but I do like the aesthetic. Shell's Town looks so much better in the remake. The fight between Luffy and Captain Morgan has a much better action sequence in the remake. It does remind me of how some of the scouts dodged the Titans in the first 3 seasons of AOT. And while some people are praising Wit Studio for actually giving Usopp that melanin, the same cannot be said for Captain Morgan, as he does appear to look quite different compared to the original one. Zoro blocking all these Navy's attacks is absolute cinema in the remake. The OG one looked pretty good for what it was, especially the perspective on his legs, but I much prefer the added special effects in the remake, and the shine and rim lighting, wonderful. And Zoro looks like an absolute demon in the remake with the shading over his eyes. It's the same looking shot of that one leaked mood board scene of Zoro that came out a couple of weeks ago, but man, the colors really pop in the remake. While I much prefer the animation of this sequence of Buggy, I do feel there was more grit and intensity to his face in the original one. Face does look awfully clean in the remake. Nami's new design looks absolutely amazing, but I noticed how they are using the modern Nami style when it comes to her eyes. I thought they were going to use the original design for her eyes like we saw in the original sketches from the One Piece Wit Studio remake promotional video, but regardless, she looks absolutely stunning in the remake. This scene of Sanji with the plate on his head is adapting his first introduction in the manga version, but there was no scene to compare it to the original one, so looking at this trailer, it does feel like the One Piece anime Wit Studio remake is going to be more faithful with the manga's direction, as the manga does start off with the Control-Alt deletion of Goldie Roger and then Luffy's backstory, and then the actual show begins, compared to how the original Toei animation was structured. And finally, we have this sequence of Luffy punching the sea monster, also known as the Lord of the Coast. This Sea King does also appear in the opening theme song, as well as a future episode just before the end of the pre-time skip era for One Piece. But man, the consistency, the fluidity, the thick outlines, the color palette, everything about this sequence looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. The Sea King is so fluid in the remake that that for a second I thought it was 3D, but it does appear to be 2D animation for the Sea King. This one sequence does seem to be taking some inspiration from the original mood board scene that was revealed some time ago, and while the outlines are still quite thick in the remake animation sequence, I did notice how the thickness in the outlines were much thicker in the actual mood boards. It did resemble how thick the outlines were in the first season of Attack on Titan, but honestly I don't really mind it at all, as they do need to animate these sequences. I can only assume the different thicknesses and outlines could be quite time consuming. But overall, this One Piece Wit Studio remake has an absolute polished look and feel to the art and animation. I absolutely love what I'm seeing, and I cannot wait for the actual episode to come out in February. However, while I am actually praising this episode, and while some fans are liking the way it looks, I have been seeing quite a lot of fans be quite negative towards this One Piece Wit Studio remake. Many fans are saying that the CGI does not look good. You have fans saying that it does not look as majestic as the original Toei versions. Just a lot of people complaining for the sake of complaining. At this point, I have to be honest, I think One Piece fans are possibly one of the most spoiled anime fans in any anime community. The One Piece fans not only have the original Toei animation, but they also have the live action, which is pretty good, as well as this upcoming One Piece Wit Studio remake. Plus, isn't there an East Blue Saga special OVA movie? One Piece fans have so many ways of visually watching the One Piece anime, yet they are still complaining about it. At this point, you just can't please some people. Mayumi Tanaka, who voices Luffy in the original Toei animation, is going to be voicing Luffy in the One Piece Wit Studio remake. While she is very happy about this new opportunity, she was quite anxious at first when it came to tackling this new series, but through the recording process, she has come to really enjoy her work on the One Piece Wit Studio remake. A lot of fans are not very happy about this. Many fans all thought that Luffy would be acted by a completely new voice actress or actor. Many One Piece fans wanted a completely brand new cast of actors and actresses voicing these iconic characters. So seeing that the original Luffy voice actress will be voicing the One Piece Wit Studio version of Luffy does make fans quite concerned for the actress's health. Oh well, I do feel that Wit Studio really loved the voice actress of original Luffy so much that they were like, there is no one in this world who can compare to the original voice actress of Monkey D. Luffy. Overall, I am looking forward to the One Piece Wit Studio remake. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think about all of this? Do you like or dislike the new One Piece Wit Studio remake teaser trailer? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more One Piece videos, as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Thank you for watching. The Second Boy Dude signing out.